What's up, ladies and
What
gentlemen?
the fuck was that?
I don't know.
No, put your glasses on first, bitch.
Oh, shit. All right.
All right.
Ow. Fucking hair, bro.
All right. We have a very exciting addition to our episode today.
We know we have
As
a
you
very
can see,
special guest.
No, it's an addition of a third mic. We don't have a guest yet.
All right.
But from what I understand, there's a certain someone taking a dumpski doodle doo in the restroom right now.
Dumpski doodle doo.
Please welcome our very cool, nice friend, Michelle Salgado. Enter. Yay! Welcome, our first guest.
Nice to meet you.
Nice.
Michelle.
Hey.
Michelle was the one who chose our outfits today. So
How was our green room, by the way? The Banquet Boys green room, dude.
It's
Got a toilet, shower,
Yeah, it had a nice little window. I could stick my head through it, and it was just like,
Coke mirror.
yeah.
there's water.
There's water. I dropped my ring in your sink. I am very sorry about that.
Yeah. This is why we weren't supposed to have guests because they ruined the plumbing and do all that. But
It's okay. I left $500 in there, so we'll be
we
fine.
have a shot ready for you.
Yay.
This is I'll let you pronounce it because fucking I did.
They changed their name recently to Chilled Leaf Tea Liqueur
'Cause
because
no one could pronounce
could pronounce it properly. But Chiang, oh my God.
Let me try that.
And that's
Cheongsam.
why Cheongsam.
Cheongsam.
Nope, don't do it. You don't do
Cheongsam.
it. Yeah, see, that's why I didn't want you to do it.
No,
Why?
No.
Because it sounds.
Accurate?
Cheers.
Salud. So yes,
Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to Banquet Boys. Now we have Banquet crew today because it's
banquet.
we have a
crew.
lady. Oh, I didn't taste mine.
This wasn't sweet enough.
Yeah, I forgot.
Or it was more of
was
a
fine.
65.
It was good.
I'm shooting Campari because I'm not a maniac.
Okay. But anyway.
So, how are you, Michelle? How's your week? How's life? What's going on? What do you want to talk about?
So
You're
many
supposed
questions.
to be interesting, right?
No,
I hope so.
I was interviewing
She
her.
messaged us and she was like, "Hey,
We want to be on your fucking podcast.
yeah." She was like, "I want to be on your podcast."
It's like I bought
I have
this
a lot
new
to talk
shirt.
about.
I bought new lipstick and sunglasses. Like I need to show it off somewhere. So
Oh, I thought you bought it for us. I was like really happy, but you just bought it and you're just using us. That's cool.
So I bought a new lipstick. No, I don't know. I've been fine. I've been okay. I've been at home and helping with the new bar downtown. Do I talk about that?
Whatever you want.
Yeah.
This is your show.
It's the Reagan. I'm working there. We'll be working there. Grand opening next weekend. Yay.
Yay. Wait, no, I need to. Yay. I need to be more happy about it than I was.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll go visit you guys.
Okay. I'll be there.
So, like, what is your role there? At the
I am
Reagan?
bartender.
And are you a good bartender? Like,
I mean, I make a killer vodka soda with extra lime. It's so good. It's so refreshing.
for those that you don't know because we're interviewing her. Michelle here has actually competed in the top levels of competitive bartending in America. You recently placed top 10 in Heaven Hill Bartender of the Year?
Technically, I won Heaven Hill Bartender of the Year.
Oh,
but
right, because everybody's a winner.
It was the Heaven
In
Hill
2021.
Bartender of the Year.
You got
for
dicked down by
2020.
COVID, right?
Yeah, I quite literally did that. That's what happened.
Because you won, and then all that shit happened,
Yeah.
and you like didn't
So
get to.
I submitted for the competition and they liked my shit and they were like, hey, come to Austin and compete against the other 8 finalists from the Southwest. And I was like, all right. So then I do that and they're like, hey, you won, congrats. You're going to do the finals. That's going to take place 7 months from now. And what happened 7 months from now? The pandemic and everything shut down. So basically they're like, all right, they finished all the other regionals in the States and they're like, okay, we have the top 8 in the country. Maybe let's do the finals through Zoom or something, whatever. I don't know. Let's figure it out. And they finally said, fuck it. But, in a nice way, they're like, I get it. A lot of us haven't been working. We can't really travel, etc. And I know a lot of you are going to miss out on visiting. They have this crazy ranch up in North Carolina And we were going to stay there, and they were going to wine and dine us and then have like the final competition there, right? But no, yeah, that was my first big like national win, or rather
Because that's
step into the
that's
finals.
like a big deal comp.
It really is.
It's like out of like I would just say like the top 5 comps that there are, like, you know, like I'm not asking you to rank them. but-
Diageo's probably like number 1, right?
I would say I mean I think definitely I know where you're going with this, but continue. But
yeah,
I
like
do
how
agree.
would you like? Yeah, how would you rank them? Like, because like the way I see it, I see Diageo number 1, and then
I think Heaven Hill
Bacardi,
would be-
or no,
MIB
most creative,
most imaginative.
MIB, right?
Yeah.
And then Heaven Hill. or like Patron Perfectionist. I know that one's like pretty crazy too.
Yeah, I think so this one, yes, I will say it's in the top 5 of the most difficult. I don't know where I would rank it, maybe like 4 or 5, honestly, but it's still up there, right? It still asks for like technical skills, knowing like classics, how to like build stuff on the spot, having, there you go. Nice. Having, you know, just, they give you different parameters and how to build stuff, whatever. But they're okay with having like more of your personality show through, because again, at the end, when you win, you are like said ambassador for the brands. Where other ones like most managed, MIB or Diageo, it's kind of more about them and how well you can fit them. And if you know me, that's not really my style.
Fuck that noise.
Yeah, that's
She ain't
not what
about
I
that
do.
shit.
I think it was funny yesterday when we were at the rig, and you kind of jokingly said like, "Oh, it's like." Someone said, "Oh, let's like I have this great cocktail name. Let's come up with like the actual cocktail." And you're like, that's the most like ass backwards way of like creating something. And I'm like, dude, I write a whole fucking narrative, like a story. Then I come up with a cocktail. And then if I have time, a name for it.
Yeah, and then like I started like I caught shit from that, like because Caesar was just all like, dude, like, oh, he's because he was all like, what did he say? He was just kind of like, well, it's like that's bass backwards, bro. And I was like, I mean, to me that just seemed like a bass backwards, because I mean, I always like want to try, like come up with a
like
cocktail.
the concept, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
and
oh, I
then, like,
want
have it
maybe these
taste.
ingredients and go, yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I just discovered that if you want a cool cocktail name, you just look up like black metal songs, and they usually have like pretty cool names for like a cocktail.
Fires from the entrails of my mind.
No. There's a song called Fortress of Molten Silver, right? Or Freezing Moon. Like
Yeah, it's
those are
pretty sick.
cool names for cocktails, right? Like
Yeah.
Freezing
like
moon.
I'm telling you, like there's like really a lot of them like especially like the depressive like black metal, not like the satanic, but like the ones where they just talk about how sad they are.
Yeah.
Like the songs usually have pretty cool names.
Emo
You
black
can-
metal.
What?
Emo black
yeah,
metal.
there's a genre of black Mac metal. There's a
Mac
genre
metal.
of
Mac metal.
Mac metal.
Yeah, baby. It's just like it's like R&B but black metal.
Yeah.
Mac metal. Damn.
It's called the DSBM, stands for Depressive Suicidal Black Metal, and it's really sad. Yeah, but
All I
sorry.
heard was BDSM.
But Michelle,
Yes.
tell us what was in the cocktail that you won at Heaven Hill with.
Okay, so it was 3. The first 2 were the ones that I submitted that caught their attention and had me go to Austin. The first one was kind of like my take on a classic. So I was like, a paloma. Paloma's a Mexican classic. So I made my own. I called it a bittered grapefruit soda. And the base of it was just like their Luna Azul Blanco Tequila, lime juice, saline, and their ginger liqueur, the Domaine. And then literally that was it with the homemade soda on top. But the reason it was called a bittered grapefruit soda was it had Aperol. So it kind of just like blended again, like Aperol, grapefruity, citrusy, bitter. So again, it wasn't just like this store-bought grapefruit soda that's like has way too much fucking sugar. So it like balanced out really well.
A grapefruit less Paloma.
No, it had grapefruit.
Oh,
I centrifuge clarified grapefruit juice. And again, because I was carbonating it and I had to do it live, so it had to be clarified in order to carbonate it better because points of nucleation, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to talk about that. Anyway, yeah. And then, so yeah, it was just, I called it the Paloma Elevada, just the elevated Paloma. Just, it was like way too techie and like out there.
Well, see, that's an interesting thing like you bring up. So like when it comes to, I don't know if I want to call it mixology, but there's like this whole like,
modern cocktailing.
Should we just call everything the Dave Arnold method? Like just everything when it comes to that shit, like the Dave Arnold way of bartending, like the school of thought.
Yeah. Or like, what's that term? Like gastro.
Why can't you just say making drinks when it comes to making drinks?
Because there's like a whole fucking like.
So in prep, I will agree that it's more than that. But when it comes to down to like you come to the bar and I make you something, all of that hard, weird, nerdy, sciencey tech has already been done, and it's all prepped to just be at the bar and I just serve it. And I quite literally am putting 2 things, 3 things in a cup and giving it to you. So yes, that's why I don't like the term mixology in that sense, or I'm a mixologist, because I'm just fucking making you a drink. You're right. Like 100%. But all the stuff like that a lot of people don't get to see unless like, you come and like we R&D together or something.
Mm-hmm.
R&D? Yeah, R&D. Then you get to see all of that weird
research and drinking.
That is the new R&D.
Yeah.
But I kind of do agree with you on that end. But no, yeah, what you were saying about Dave Arnold.
Can we make a different word for mixology? Instead of using mixology, can we call
craftologist?
it like mixistentialism?
Oh God, shut up.
Mixistentialism.
Fucking horrible. You're being Jordan Peterson right now, and I don't like it.
Dude, mixology is a lame. I hate that term.
I don't mind it because the way I see it in my head, and I no one can convince me otherwise because that's just the way I roll. Like, there's bartending, like where you actually like serve the customer and you like do the thing, whatever, and then there's mixology where you do the prep and all the crazy shit behind the scenes. Like, you don't have to be a good bartender to be a good mixologist. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to talk to people. You just sit back in your lab like Dave Arnold and like, hit fucking mint with what do you call it?
Liquid nitrogen.
Liquid nitrogen, and like learn that like, oh, if I crumble it this way and at this certain nuclear, whatever, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you kill the oxygen, so that way if you just muddle mint or any sort of herb, what you're doing is, I just recently learned why, is you're muddling, right? So you're opening all that plant matter there's a specific something in there, right? And once it touches oxygen, it pulls out more of the bitter notes as opposed to like the herbaceous, like mint, like what we actually want. So he found out that if you add liquid nitrogen, it suspends the oxygen for like that minute that it's in there. And you can just like quite literally like shatter it because it just like freezes it, right? But you do muddle it and you get like that herby, like non-bitterness to it.
So like what places on the planet Earth or whatever have you traveled because of bartending, because of like, competitive bartending?
So Austin, like a million times. Mm-hmm. For some reason, they don't... I don't know. It's either Austin or, funny enough, I haven't been anywhere in like Arizona. Again, because El Paso is so west that it's basically New Mexico. It's so west. So it's like weird how El Paso isn't seen on the map.
So we go to Phoenix to compete.
So like, yeah.
Have you been to
Phoenix or go to Austin or Houston.
Have you been to New York?
Multiple times, but not for competitive reasons.
Oh, okay.
But that was just me. My bartending style, I always say it's more New York, kind of East Coast.
She hates garnishes.
I yes and no.
Dude, that's like, I think
if it doesn't serve a purpose, why is it there? But also, I can appreciate a garnish like that beautiful like air, right?
I suck at garnishing.
It's kind of like the lettuce on the Mexican plate. You ever been to a Mexican restaurant and you get the Mexican the enchiladas and the chile relleno, and it has that salad there? It's like, bro, I'm not gonna eat that. Like, fuck off.
Like, what's it doing to this? Oh, nothing cool. But if I can like manipulate it into a way that it serves a purpose, like, I'm not gonna lie, I like how dehydrated citrus looks, right? Especially if you have like a Spanish G&T gin and tonic, right? And like in a goblet, and having like 1 or 2 floating in there with like some herbs, it's gorgeous, right? But still simple, straight to the point. But what does it do? Besides looking pretty? And mind you, yeah, like it's again this whole idea of like perceived value, right? You want to make it look, that's how you make the fucking sale, right? Someone sees it and they're like, that's cute, give me 17 of those, please. But also, like, take that in itself. What is it? Nothing. So how about this? You dehydrate, like, after juicing whatever fucking citrus, dehydrate it, put it in the fucking blender until it's, like, completely pulverized, mix it with sugar or salt, whatever. Now you have this beautiful crust you can use on, like, your house margarita or something. So, again, you're elevating, but it has a fucking purpose to it.
Right.
So, but
Not being wasteful.
And not being wasteful, too.
But it was funny because dehydrating shit used to be seen as a way of being like, oh, I'm solely not I'm trying to save the planet, dude. I got all this dehydrated shit.
Yep.
And it's like, well,
Actually,
it's decoration.
It kind
bro.
of isn't, because if you think about it, like you're just cutting up fruit and not eating it.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Like
it's not saving anything, because really, like, you're just wasting food, kind of, because nobody's gonna eat the dehydrated, like, garnish.
True.
You're literally just throwing food away. Like, at least, like, you know, if you dehydrate meat, you can eat it.
That's
you make
beef
jerky,
dude.
Right.
With the fruit, though, it's like
the only dehydrated fruit.
It's just because you think it looks nice.
The only dehydrated fruit that's edible is, well, as far as like citrus goes, I think is like orange. That's the only one that you can actually like pull out and maybe like
Well,
yeah,
if you
take
remember
bites of it and shit.
at El Velvet Elvis when we first like opened, we had our Velvet Elvis cocktail, right? It was like the old fashioned with like the raspberry syrup and chocolate bitters, and it was really cute, whatever, nice, straightforward, kind of like red velvety, right? But the garnish we originally made for it was a dehydrated orange that we dipped in like dark chocolate, right? So people were actually eating that. It got to a point where we had to slap people's hands out of like the garnish bowl because they're like, "Can I have 7 in my glass?" I'm like, "No,
Was
no,
it
you
good?
can't." It was fucking great.
Dude,
It was delicious.
dehydrated
but
strawberries are really good.
Also, I once made. I'm good. Dehydrated blueberries. Like I literally sliced them, little blueberries, like into 3, so they look like little moons, and I put them in like a French 75. So they're like little moons, but they tasted like shit. But they looked so cute. But it's also like I just wasted. Like I still have that jar, and I made these like at Murray's. Those is like 4 years ago. So again, like they're still there, but the fuck are they doing?
You're serious? This guy's such a dumb. Oh God.
Sorry. Beer break, guys. Yeah.
No, it's okay. This is how it usually goes.
Yeah, plus I could just I'm getting better at it.
But like, I agree with you. Like, first of all, I suck at garnishing. Like, I feel like all my garnishes, like, I don't know how to make them look good.
He's not wrong. He kind of sucks ass.
Yeah. But, when it comes to if I put like lemon juice in it, I'm okay with like throwing like a dehydrated lemon on it, just so like.
But I also
because it's in there, you know.
Actually, it's not that he sucks. Is that he is kind of like he doesn't think he is, or he doesn't know it. Like I think he's kind of like more your style of bartending, where it's just like, listen, bro.
Oh, I agree.
I made you the fucking drink. Like it tastes good. Like I don't need to put a
like
fruit
if
for
it
bullshit thingy
serves
on top
no
of it.
purpose
Like
on it, why am I
we're
going to
done.
add it on
You
there?
know what I mean? Like
and I'm also like I've never I like mixing spirits before I mix anything else. So like I'll try to find like liquors that blend together, and then I'll choose like 3 of them, and I'll be like, okay, these all taste really good, and then I'll adjust them like the proportions from there, and then I'll add like everything else if it needs anything else. But like that's why like it's like I don't know, I guess it's like a very typical bartender thing to say, but like I love Negronis because it's just 3 equal parts. Like it's perfect to me. Like. And it tastes fucking amazing. Like it's like I wouldn't change anything about it. You know, like
I'd add a quarter ounce of gin because I'm an alcoholic.
Oh well, so am I.
And you want to taste more of the gin too. You want it more like
But I don't. That's always how it's been. Like
booze.
I just started opening up to smoking cocktails because I've always like hated the idea of smoking cocktails.
So when it like
that.
I know with your cocktails, like I said, you're very narrative driven. Like you write like big ass stories. Like when it comes to your cocktails, like versus me, like towards like the end, even now, like say if I entered another like cocktail comp, like the story thing, I just kind of like, oh, let's push one out there. Let's get it there. Cause I don't tell stories. So where does that come from? Like where does like your storytelling aspect when it comes to cocktails, like where does that come from? Because I think people see bartenders as like one faceted. We're just kind of like, oh, all you do is make drinks, bruh.
Yeah,
that's it. And it's like, no, bitch. There's like
or
a
they
whole
ask
lot of.
you, oh, that's cute. But what are you really gonna like? What's the job that you're gonna do in the future?
Yeah, it's like, well, yeah, you fucker. Like there's a lot more shit that goes into this than just fucking serving you the fucking drink. You fuck. Sorry. a lot of inner rage. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah,
Stop.
yeah.
Stop asking us stupid questions. No. Yes. So to finish your question, though, the other cocktail I made for the Heaven Hill one, like the big competition I just won last year. I don't know. Does it count if it was in Trin? It counts. Sorry, I'm still like going back and forth.
It does count.
It does count. Okay, I have the title. It's fine. I got the prize money. It's okay. Anyway, but I think to answer that question, but to tie in with what you said, it was a riff on a bamboo, and it was the ingredients were their pomegranate liqueur, Pama, Amontillado sherry. I forgot. And this actually, but they changed it to
Cheongsam.
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 And it's a tea liqueur, right? So I had this entire story about the inspiration was like what inspires you, right? So I talked about my mom, of course. I love her to death. Hey, Mom. And it was this story about when she was first diagnosed with lupus, and I got a little personal. There was this like fight in my family where like half of them she had like a doctor in Chihuahua City in Mexico, and then my dad was like, no, she should stay here, like there's professionals. So it was like this big thing, right? Like her doctor's in Mexico, so her family wanted to take her there, but my dad and like other relatives were like, no, stay here. So it was this big, and meanwhile it's just like yo, she's dying, maybe just like leave her wherever she, like just help her, right? Like stop fucking
Like,
fighting over petty shit.
You're like kind of like tearing her apart
at
instead
this
of
point,
helping her out.
yeah, like it wasn't helping. It was just like, no, I like ego got in the way. So I compared that to the story with like Persephone, right? Like Greek mythology, like Hades gives her the pomegranate. The mom finds out, I forgot her name, sorry, this was a while ago that I wrote this. And now she had to spend X amount of time here and there. But again, it was just like dragging of her, like she, again, no autonomy over like, you know, just what does she want to do type of thing. But also she had no say because she was in this like weird fucked up place. So I tie that into that story with my mom. And it's one thing in my childhood that like really fucked with me that I still remember. And I made 3 people cry while I was presenting this drink, right? Which I felt bad, but you know.
No, that's fucking like.
But again, like to get to elicit that kind of reaction
that's that shit.
was fucking fantastic
To be like-
for me because
That's like a Ratatouille moment, you know?
it kind of.
Like that's like something that like, you know, like because you think about like drinks and you're like, like it's just a, you know, like I wish I could make a drink. I still have yet to make a drink that like moves somebody, you know, or like, you know, like in Ratatouille when he eats the ratatouille and then
it's
he's
just
like, even though it's like supposed to be like a poor person's dish or whatever, he eats it and like he starts crying because it reminds him of his mom's cooking and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like that to me is like, that's when you know that like you're not just fucking like your average like bartender, you know, like you found the special spice, the spice
thing.
melange, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but I think it's more than just being a bartender though. Like it's like, for instance, like you and I can create a great drink and that'll kind of be the end of it. But it's like the storytelling aspect. That's what I'm saying. Like I think it's multifaceted because when it comes to like her coming up with a narrative for the cocktail, it's not just because like she's a great bartender. It's because you have aspirations of being more than just a bartender.
I do. So I do have a degree in writing, and I studied film for the longest time. And I do want to go to grad school. And this sounds silly, I know. It sounds silly saying it out loud,
Hell
but
no,
it's like one of the things.
You're
Like I
sitting
always
with
had a
3
plan
guys with a fucking pinata and the fucking
with sunglasses.
your green room was the Coke. Continue.
You're not supposed to tell people that. No, but no, yeah. So I studied creative writing. I also studied film. I always had a plan, dream, whatever, of going up until like grad school. And I like this idea of, I did study a lot of like poetry, but this kind of writing that has a formula, right? Like you follow a formula or a structure. And that can be tied into cocktails, right? Like you think of like the main like 5-7 drinks that are out there. There's a formula that can be followed to create those. And I kind of see like similarities within those, but also, yeah, like that was my original plan was, oh, I'm going to write or be a writer, do this, specifically screenplays. I love films.
Which is why we're all dressed like
Oh, yeah. Reservoir Dogs, but less misogynistic and racist. But no, yeah, the idea of having that formula and writing around it or within it or learning how to break it, but break it with like a purpose. And if anything I say sounds familiar is because I've put all of this into creating cocktails as well, which these are words and shit that I know like you both have heard me say when it comes to cocktails, but it's also something I do in my writing. And I know earlier I mentioned something, it's like the whole ratatouille thing you just mentioned, right? And the comparison with like my Heaven Hill final or regional final, how it was something that was very specific to me, but it was so universal that I made like 3 people cry in the room. Or the guy in Ratatouille like starts thinking about his mom, right? Again, it's just something as simple as a plate, as simple as a drink, but there's like this whole story, this whole something, again, very specific to me, but it's very universal. And that's something that I took from poetry. And I remember my teacher, or excuse me, my professor, oh my gosh, Sasha Pimentel, that's her name. Remember it. She was the first person who told me this, my first creative, like intro to creative writing class. And she mentioned it and I haven't fucking forgotten it. And of course I took more classes with her and she kept repeating it. And I thought it was true. I mean, I don't know. It was like the weirdest kind of like ass backwards way of like I thought. But once I started writing to that degree of like detail and stuff, I'm like, holy shit, actually this works. And no, yeah, so to answer your question, yes, degree in creative writing.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm saying like so you're like, I mean, you're already like a great bartender. You came up with a great drink, but the part that was like probably the most important of that was the writing. And that just like that came from like, you know, outside of your bartending, you know what I mean? Like that's something you love to do. Yeah. And that added to like you making the cocktail, and which is why, you know.
And I love my mom.
And you made like 3 people cry because.
I made 3 people cry.
So you're also a great writer in that sense too.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Cheers to your mom.
Yay, to my mom. Hi, Mom.
Hi, Miss Salgado.
What'd you say?
Miss Salgado, right?
Yeah.
I like you did it quiet just in case you mispronounced it, that it wouldn't like sound too fucked up.
Well, no, because you said, what did you say? I was like, well, did I fuck up?
No, but you said it really quiet. Anyway.
Hi, Miss Salgado. What the fuck do you want
now
me to
we're
do?
clipping, asshole.
Yeah, that's your fault.
How was it? You're the one who yelled.
Right, because it wasn't loud enough for you.
Oh, no.
God.
Mom and Dad are fighting.
Yeah, it's not never good enough. Never good enough, man.
Never good enough. Never.
What do you? Okay, so like when you like write on your spare time, what are the things that you like to write about the most, or what is it that kind of because you were talking about there's like a formulaic style of writing, right? That's what is that?
Oh, okay. I tie it more so to poetry. And like I'm just going to give you like a very simple example. Because there's more out there, more that are my favorite, but it'll be way too fucking difficult to explain like how it works. But let's talk about a haiku, right? One of the last things that I wrote, and I just like wrote it in my phone. I just, it was after like a shift or something. No, I don't remember, but I was kind of tipsy. I was like, I had this idea of writing in a epic kind of style, right? Like something that's more like prose, kind of like longer, more like whatever, but with each paragraph being an actual haiku. So a haiku after a haiku after a haiku. And again, haiku, 575 syllables, right? Like 575. So it's this idea of like, again, having said formula, but how can I make it more difficult for myself? It's like, oh, I'm going to make it like 10 pages long. Right? And it has to be a cohesive story. It has to have like a hero. It has to have this, right? And funnily enough, I based it off of an ex of mine, which, he ends up dying, so it's okay, it's fine.
Wait, your ex or the character?
Both.
Oh, shit.
No, I'm just kidding. No, just the character. But no, it's this idea again, like I had this formula. I was like, but I'm going to literally make it, again, a haiku. This 3 fucking lines. Like however many, add all those together, like X amount of syllables.
We should all write our own haikus?
Let's do it. I can
So
do
you
it.
can't. So you don't fucking do it and don't turn it in.
What, bitch? We can do it right now.
No, I don't want to come up
It's
with a haiku.
575.
No, I don't want. I don't want to film
Banquet boy's first guest. Michelle is an awesome
Person?
gal.
No, it's 575.
I am glad you're here.
Yay! I liked it.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, pussy.
Yeah, where's your furry art, bro? That's what I thought, asshole.
Oh yeah, whatever,
Yeah, you
dude.
piece of shit. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm trying. So anyway, yeah. So that is one example. Another is I have like 3 different scripts in the works, like screenplays, whatever.
scripts in the works.
Yes, I've had them since I was in school, which I graduated in like 2017. And I had a minor in screenwriting, but UTEP fucked me over. Thank you, UTEP, for terminating my minor without telling me. That was fucking awesome of you.
Actually, last episode, we did totally trash on UTEP's football.
Yeah.
We totally trash on their football program, so it's fine.
Yeah.
That whole place is
We're not very big fans of
fucking
UTEP.
terrible.
Hey,
Even
no,
though-
I mean,
The one professor I mentioned, she was
the
fucking
library
cool.
school.
The library's pretty cool. I took a lot of naps in there.
Don't they have like a cool gym where like there's a track on top that you can run on?
I don't know about any of that.
You're making. I've never
Yeah, like
seen.
the gym there is like it's like a workout facility, right? But then on top it's like a full size.
I think you went to the cool one where only cool people.
No,
are
I
allowed
didn't
to
go there. I didn't go to UTEP. I didn't make it that far.
Anywho. Well, so like when it comes to writing, like what are your biggest inspirations for writing? Like, is it film, books? Is it both?
Bilms.
Bilms. I think Bilms.
Yeah.
What are your favorite films? Like what films inspired you to write in the first place?
Okay. God, I know I keep repeating this. Films that like broke the mold in some way, right? Like you have this specific genre. You know I'm going there. I'm fucking going there. I'm sorry.
Fight Club, Snatch, Limp Bizkit, and Limp Bizkit. Woo! No?
Close. But no, yeah, things that films that break the mold. So again, the one film I cannot shut the fuck up about. I know. I'm sorry. It's Midsummer or Midsommar. It's fucking Midsummer.
I don't know how to pronounce shit.
But yeah, everyone, like, I remember showing it to my sister and her girlfriend, and they were fucking. I made a cocktail named Skull. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Wait, why?
Shout out to the Minnesota Vikings.
No, wait, what?
Skull is what they say like when they cheers when
Yeah.
they're in Sweden. That's like their Prost or Salute.
Okay.
That's like a
Skull.
Nordic thing.
Yeah,
I don't know that. I'm asking.
Yeah.
I'm asking questions.
yeah.
That's why the Vikings that's why I said Minnesota Vikings because when they're at games that's what everybody says. The fans say skull.
When do they win games?
Oh, I mean, well, we're not gonna get into football right now.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
So the Cowboys, eh?
Yeehaw is what
so
they say
continue.
down in that area.
Midsummer.
But no, yeah, Midsummer. So just like as an example, I showed it to, or rather, my sister and her girlfriend were looking for a movie recommendation. I was like, hey, watch this. It's fucking awesome, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, okay. They called me like 3 hours later and they're like, Michelle, what the fuck? That was like the scare. Like, I can't fall. Like, we literally, like, we have to sleep with the light on. Like, that was the worst. I was like, it's not that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that scary. But also, I
think it's
see that
disturbing.
film. It's disturbing, yes. What I think the part that's the most disturbing is how shitty the boyfriend Christian treats our protagonist Danny, right? And we see that relationship just like start crumbling. So it's this idea is like, yes, it is a horror film. It is a psychological thriller. What I took out of it was this very abusive relationship that this woman Danny is in and how she gets out of it.
He wanted to break up with her.
And he wanted, yeah, but he didn't have the fucking
Well, he didn't want to even go. He didn't want to go on the trip. He asked her out of like courtesy and stuff.
just to like, yeah, no.
He'd be like, hey,
And-
our friends are going on this trip. It's not that cool. It's probably not gonna be that fun.
But see how like
want to go?
Well, it's kinda-
it's like the
it's kinda
differences
fucked
of
up.
how my sister saw it, like, oh, scary, this. Like, she just saw, like, the disturbing, like, ness of it, where I was like,
To be
Your
fair,
sister-
oh, the writing is
Is your-
fucking
is your sister
beautiful.
an
you
Normie?
throw someone off a cliff and you show how they like splattered offset cliff. It's gonna be pretty like
Is your sister a normie?
A normie?
a normal person.
Yeah, like a norm. No, like because like there's like okay, so my sister's a little bit of a normie, but like it's like where it's like like my sister listens to like Power 102, like, and like
basic.
she likes like pop music.
Basic.
Yeah, normie, basic, same thing.
Basic. Yeah,
Same
okay,
thing.
basic.
Yeah,
she basic.
Yeah. But see, I think basic sounds worse than normie.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing, but basic is like, oh, she's basic. It's like, oh, she's a normie. Like, chill.
Basic ass
It's
normie.
cuter.
Basic ass normie.
She's still trying.
Because I was going to send her a link to this. How do I answer this? She is one of my best friends. I love her to death.
There's nothing wrong with being basic or being a normie.
But
Let me just make
I
that
know
clear.
she lives in Midland and she does listen to the radio there.
Right, okay.
And that's where I'm going to end that
No,
conversation.
but if you think about it, like, I think that, like, my sister is very much like that too. And it's kind of like this thing where my sister doesn't really like consume a lot of like horror and stuff like that. So
Horrors? Jesus.
horror. Horrors. And she does consume a lot of horrors. So let me just make that clear. But a horror movie, like shit like that, So like something like Midsummer to her is like pretty shocking.
Yeah.
And it's scary.
No, yeah.
But
I
know
accidentally
you're like
showed them like my mom and her Hereditary, just thinking, oh, they're visiting. Let's just like I'm gonna casually play this for y'all. And I was just like, it's cool. Like the story's cool. Like it's fine. And my mom was like, dude, I didn't sleep that night. That was fucking terrible.
that movie scared the shit out of me.
Hereditary?
Yes.
So again,
That got my
writing.
Catholic guilt. Like, right, it got
See,
me there.
But that's
It
what
got
I
me
mean.
there, dude.
It got me there too. But again, it is scary that it did have some jump scares, whatever. But
It didn't
I
have
get
jump
what you
scares.
mean. Kind of.
No.
Ish. Like more modernized, better, artistically shown jump scares.
I guess maybe.
I guess if I could.
I fucking
don't
love
know.
that movie.
It's so good.
That's a really good movie.
so
I love
good.
Midsummer too, but Hereditary is like,
So-
ay.
Like I agree. Like if we were talking like horror films, Hereditary, hands down, right? Midsummer though, again, to me, like again, seeing her reaction versus mine, which was like, I was just seeing like all of these like the references to like dualism, like how everyone's born with like the same person around that same time, and it just there's so much shit that like I can look in, and I finally got the script and I was reading, and I'm like, Jesus, there's like so much they cut out of it. But again, just going back to the original question, sorry, I had to talk about Midsummer for 25 minutes.
Oh, don't worry. I have a
was
whole
this-
essay written for fucking Midsummer, dude.
Yeah, so do I, and I'm not even going to school. It's just like there. Like, I don't know who to give it to. Like, and that's what I do for fun. It's like, let me talk about this character. Anyway, but no, yeah, as far as like favorite films, I love that because it breaks the mold, right? It's like this, everyone says it's a horror film or it's regarded as a horror psych thriller, but it's all 99% of in the daylight.
It's Hostel, dude.
And it's literally, to me, it's just about this fucked up manipulative relationship that Danny's in and that she eventually gets out of in a very interesting way. That's how I would sum up Midsummer.
It's fucking up.
And that's fucking great. I love the writing in that. Like, oh, I just went through, and that's what happened. Ari Aster went through a breakup, was like, I'm going to write about this. And that's what he wrote. I think that's brilliant. And that's, again, shit that, like, I look for inspiration is, like, again, stuff like
see,
that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like,
remember
that to
we
me
had
is
this
fucking
like
brilliant.
we had this like talk before, and I just saw this like, yo, they're just fucking up over all these like they're fucking over all these like outsiders. You know what I'm saying? Like they just came to enjoy someone else's culture. This is why, kids, if you're a person of color, do not enjoy somebody else's culture. Just stay the fuck in your lane. Don't go nowhere. Don't fucking go into some like random ass like
Just
little village with
stay
like
home and be a
rando
normie.
like people. Just stay the fuck in your lane. Don't fucking no. It happened in Hostel. It happened in Midsummer. Just stay home. That's what I saw. Because I saw I saw the black dude in the movie. He's just kind of like, I'm fucking leaving, bro. And he didn't sound like that, but he walked away, and then like they told the girlfriend what he's all like, oh, he just he'll talk to you later. He'll get back to you.
You'll hear from him soon.
Fucker's dead, Holmes.
Yeah.
Like he's dead. But that's what I saw.
Midsummer, definitely.
Clearly.
Right. What's
Yes.
your next pick?
Luis Buñuel's Exterminating Angel for film. So it's an old. Luis Buñuel was a Spanish Mexican, I believe, film director, writer. during like the 20s, like during that like golden age, but he was revered, but not like in quite the way that one would think or assume. He did a lot of surrealistic films. He worked with like I think he knew Dali or Alejandro Jodar. I'm trying to remember. My timeline's all fucked up. But the film itself is literally this. A lot of like high class folk are having dinner at a dinner party in the room like this. And all of a sudden they start getting up and they're just kind of walking around as if like, the dinner's done and everything. Like, so naturally you would leave, right? And they're just can't seem to make it past the like threshold of the door, but they're not like discussing it because they don't, I don't want to seem like the odd one out, right? So they just like, okay, well, we're here, it's getting late. So they literally just start like undressing and like putting their like shirts as pillows on the ground to like go to sleep. Then they wake up the next day and it's the same thing. They cannot pass that threshold to like leave the dining room. They're like, what the fuck are we doing? And then shit just gets crazy. But it takes like, I don't know how many days until someone finally admits like something is wrong. Like, why can't we just do this? But again, no one was fucking communicating it. The whole story, again, like people end up dying in that fucking room. Shit just goes down, right? I don't want to like ruin too much. I want y'all to see it. It really is one of my favorite films.
No,
Say it again.
And I'm sorry?
Say it again.
The name?
Yeah.
It's Luis Buñuel's Exterminating Angel, or in Spanish, the Ángel Exterminador. And it's basically kind of, he wrote it to, I guess, mock the higher class, to like, what's not bougie, but what's the actual term, the bourgeois, like
Bourgeoisie?
that.
Bourgeoisie,
yeah,
yeah.
bourgeoisie, thank you. And he has like other films.
Damn, dude,
Yeah,
we're
that's
kind
good.
of not that stupid,
Yeah,
dude.
word. Yeah, dude.
Did you hear
The
what did you hear
bourgeoisie
the way I
is-
said that though? We're kind of not that stupid, dude.
Banquet men.
Banquet men.
Not yet, not
I
yet.
think there's
Oh, okay.
ties. Maybe it's the ties. I don't know. But no, yeah,
Does anybody need a beer?
Mine's warm.
Okay, I'll get you another.
But no, yeah, anyway, long story short, he wrote it to kind of just criticizing that like higher upper class of people and how, they're doing it in a way that it's kind of like, look, like y'all are up there, y'all have all this. You forgot his beer?
No, he didn't say anything.
I did not.
No, continue.
The hospitality.
You have to keep.
No, I know. Sorry. I'll keep going. But no, yeah, just criticizing higher socioeconomic class folk, people who are up there, and how they're so unwilling to break the mold, right? And basically, like how you see it happen in the films, like one person tries to, and then they just back away and go sit down again. And because everyone else sees that happen, they're just like, I'm going to follow suit, right? So they eventually get out. It's this big, like, oh my God, or like, huzzah, we did it moment. So they go celebrate. And again, he's also mocking the church in it as well. He's fucking brilliant. Y'all would like his like kind of views and stance on certain things, but he's also mocking the church, and he has other films where he does that. But this specifically is about like, call it what it is, the fucking rich people, right? Like the top, like the 1%, right? Those fucking assholes.
The bourgeoisie.
But the
Bourgeoisie.
Damn, we fucked up the sector. Bourgeoisie.
I said the bourgeoisie.
Wow, wow, Paul.
Bourgeoisie.
Bushwash.
Bourgeoisie.
Bushwash.
Bourgeois.
Bourgeoisie.
Bourgeois.
The bourgeois.
But no, yeah. So
It kind of reminds me of. I shouldn't even say that because I haven't seen the movie. But there's this movie that everyone's talking about on Netflix. It's called The Platform.
oh my God,
where it's-
so good. You need to watch that.
Yeah,
too.
but
Yeah.
it's like I think that one's like they kind of said it's like about like kind of like Class 2, where it's like
very much so.
Well, if you want to go even
It
more
is-
like even
and
more
that's a
pop,
Spanish movie too, right?
And it's Spanish.
Yeah.
if you want to go more pop, Parasite.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Parasite
yeah.
was beautiful.
Yeah, Parasite was sick.
No, yeah, but that's like I want to throw Parasite in my list. Like that, I was really disturbed by Parasite. Funny
Really?
enough, I watched it that one time and I was like, I'm gonna take a break. I don't know. There's just so many things. There's like a lot of shots that like when they zoom in, like should I ruin it?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
at
go
the
ahead.
end.
I'll put it this way: like at the end, when homie like smells the homeless chick, and he's hitting his face changes.
That.
I was like, oh shit's about to go down, son.
It really
And
was,
then,
but it
sure
like
enough.
it like I had goosebumps, but I was like, but not in a good way. Like that kind of like gut wrenching. Like I don't like it. I don't like it. Like I don't fucking like it.
Like Black Mirror goosebumps.
No, Black Mirror is more of like
I think, and to me, like that was one of those. Like again, it was a very specific thing to zoom in on, right? But I know, like growing up, my mom worked like cleaning offices for like these big buildings in Midland. Like I don't know exactly what, but she was like again like the cleaning lady, but. You know, I'm sure she had to deal with shit like that. Like, again, I was really little when she was doing that, but that's like my mind jumped straight to that. And I was like, did anyone ever fucking look at her that way? Like, I want to go kill all of them. Like, I don't know, again, but that's why I had that kind of sort of reaction to it. But yeah, Parasite, that was fucking great.
Yeah.
Platform is fantastic. Definitely recommend it. It has a weird, like, surrealistic kind of what the fuck ending, but it's, watch it. Watch it.
So what is like what are your future goals? Like what do you so I know you love film, like you love screenwriting.
Yeah.
So eventually like you have a bunch of like, things written down, like do you eventually just want to make your own movie or write? Like do you want to direct?
I don't. So I guess that's the whole like my plan was always, again, I wanted to get a bachelor degree. And again, my whole writing came from, my family owned the local newspaper office in Marfa, and I was like thrown into the journalism world. And then every so often I would like help like write stuff for them, right? And that's kind of how I started discovering, oh, I like writing. And again, like journalism, that's a whole other formula in itself. But then when I graduated, went to school, I was like, yeah, I'm going to fucking study writing. Like I want to see what else is out there as far as like what my options are, right? And then that's how I discovered, I always loved film, but then I discovered, oh shit, you can just be a screenwriter. But yeah, a lot of the times, if you write a film, you do direct it. So my plan was to graduate, live here literally 4 years, graduate, and then like move on and live somewhere else and go to grad school. Yeah, because my cousin's living there now. But like, ideally I would have loved to live in New York. But no, not realistic. I don't have that much money.
Right on.
Concrete jungle where dreams are made of.
Exactly.
Nothing you can't do.
Concrete dreams where jungles were made of. That's the new one.
Okay. I wasn't aware of that.
American Nightmare.
It's also my weird, like, I just like big cities because I grew up in Marfa. Population maybe 2,500.
Yeah, but I mean, you get exposed to a lot of like, I mean, I'll put it this way: like, if you go to Chicago, I went to Chicago, and people knew what what Marfa was. Like, it was like, oh, they have like all this like art stuff and is there whatever. And I went to a bar, and they were just like, where are you from? I was like, El Paso. I was like, how'd you get here? It's like fucking airport, dude. And they were just all like, oh, you guys have an airport? And like, hey, dude, I'm serious, like. And I think, pop culture had a lot to do with that because every time you see El Paso in a film.
Oh, it's like Western. Like
like fucking
spaghetti Western.
Quentin Tarantino or whatever. You saw like the lone church in the middle of nowhere and like El Paso.
Or dude, I didn't realize that there's a reference to El Paso and Holes. Did you guys ever watch Holes, the Shia LaBeouf movie?
Yeah.
Remember at the end where like they find out that one of the main guys is like a criminal or whatever. He's like
a criminal.
Like, I thought I recognized you from down in El Paso. Or whatever, like it's like what? Like
yeah, we're also referenced to a lot of Western movies where like bandits go on through, like these.
It's because El Paso's a cool name.
El Paso.
Not as cool as Los Angeles.
No, but when you say it like the way white people say it, like
El Paso.
El Paso.
Down in El Paso, it's better than like Abilene.
No, when you say it like a Western bandit. It's like, yeah, I just came out of El Paso.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, man, this motherfucker's for real, dude. This motherfucker just won.
Right next to Mexico.
You won a poker game in El Paso, dude.
Sorry. Okay.
So yes, El Paso.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah. Long story short. Plans. I want to go to grad school and I want to study screenwriting and specifically the film industry in general. Like there are classes one can take to be like, hey, do you want to see if you can be a director? Because there's a lot of shit that goes into it and I can actually get a master's degree out of it. I just want to say I have a master's degree. One of the first in my family to graduate with a bachelor. So I want to see how far I can take it. That was always my plan. But now, to answer your question, I don't know. I would love to write a film. and I have ideas of, clearly I have like 3 different things like in the works, and if they're not like basically like format, like some are, some are not, whatever. But I don't know. I don't think I could be a director, but that's why I want to go to school and like kind of find out. And also I've been out of school and out of practice for so long, and I've been doing the bartending thing where, and I also like, I like the idea of like maybe kind of combining the two as well. Like
would you hate working at the aviary in Chicago?
would I hate it?
No, I'm just saying, like, or would you hate working at Death and Co. in New York?
My God, no, not in New York. That
You know what I'm saying?
dream.
Like that's the thing,
Specifically,
right?
Amore Amargo in New York because Amaro.
3 dots in a dash.
See, that'd be so cool. See, I even said, I think I jokingly told you, like, if I go to Chicago to go to grad school, like, I would need a job. Like, I'd fucking go to 3 dots and be like, dude, just let me cut all your garnishes. Like, I don't care. Like, make me your barback bitch. Like, that's fine. Like, let me just, like, be in here in this space. Like, I would fucking love that.
Did I tell you that?
And I can
like,
still go to school and like see what's up and like try to combine the two, write a story about, like, again, how many stories about Bart? Don't say fucking Cocktail from Tom Cruise or with Tom Cruise, but like how many stories out there are there?
I love that.
You know,
bitch. Why did you just say a Cuba Libre?
No. But I forgot what I was telling him, was like, I love how bartending's portrayed in that movie, because they're like fucking 5 rows deep, and they're just sitting there like shaking like a cocktail. They're just
dancing.
like, yeah,
so they work at
dude.
Dewey's.
Yeah, we're just doing a thing, talking to chicks and everyone, like all the customers, and the customers aren't like yelling at them like, hurry the fuck
They're
up with
just
my
like,
fucking
yeah,
drink. They're like, yeah,
party.
dude, do it, dude.
I don't want
And
my
it's like,
drink.
bruh, no.
I don't need to close out. Let's just do it.
Yeah, just like they're shaking and going slow as fuck, and it's whatever. Actually, but the movie starts off with like how it actually is to bartend, like, you know, because he must have been at like that little
Goddamn
local
right.
bar,
Yeah.
and he's just like he's struggling his ass
Yeah,
off,
he
and
gets
he's
a red
spinning.
eye. That's why he gets he gets introduced to the red eye by that old guy. Right?
Yeah. That's how
Like,
bartending actually
that is what's The
Yeah.
other is like this romanticized glamour.
The rest of the movie is trash. It's not realistic at all.
It's the
I mean-
village. It's the village boys of bartending.
I was gonna see something really dark. I'll just save it for the next episode.
No, go ahead. dude.
Okay.
Besides the
Oh, so there's
beginning,
gonna be another one, huh?
Oh,
no, I was gonna say the end when like
Oh shit, dude.
no, nothing.
Dude, honestly,
Yes,
I have to tell you,
tell me everything.
you are like, I look up to you so much, dude. Like, for real. Like when I worked with you at Blackbird was the first time that we worked together, and then like it was so stupid. Like both times I was your manager, but like I knew like right away. Like when you started working at International, Darren was like, "Who do you want to work with?" Like whatever, and I was like, I've always been like the kind of person like I'm gonna work with somebody that I've never worked with before, because I like to learn like
Yeah.
from them. But like instantly I picked you because I was like, dude, like I have to, like she's like fucking amazing,
'Cause I
right?
don't have to train her. Just like throw her back.
Oh no, yeah, right, dude.
you
Whatever.
had to train him.
No, but like seriously, like I don't know how to explain it, but like you're fucking, to me, you're like fucking sick, dude. Like sick. Same way I feel about this fuck, but
Yeah, he's fucking cool.
the only thing is that it's kind of like with me and him, it's like a don't meet your hero situation. Like but like with you, man, like I'm like fucking, I think you're like fucking killer, dude.
Should
Like,
we hug now?
Yeah, if you want to. Yeah, all right, let's do it.
All
Hold
right,
on, hold on,
let's
hold on.
hold on. We gotta hug.
Oh shit. You're not invited.
You're not invited to the hug.
Yeah, color folk aren't invited to hugs here on the Banquet Boys podcast. Yeah, you know, I mean, hey, this is just like my shit yesterday. Black folk do this, but don't get invited to that. Black folk do that, don't get invited
I'm just
to
here
that
so I don't
shit.
get fined.
Darren, silence.
I'm gonna put
Okay.
that in the podcast.
What?
I'm gonna send it to the NAACP. I'm getting discriminated against in my own fucking podcast.
Discriminated. I'm getting discriminated.
What's the opposite problem?
No, but like seriously, dude, like it's so cool, like to see, and like you're not also like what I love about it is what I love about you is like that you're like actually like you're the real deal. You know what I mean? Like I think that now, especially in El Paso, like you don't get to see like a lot of like female bartenders doing like really like up there. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. Like this sounds shitty. It sounds like I'm saying something bad.
No, I don't think you can
But-
see a lot of people like really passionate about the shit that they're doing.
And like it's not like you're not just like passionate about it. You're like killing it. Like it's ridiculous. I don't know how to explain it. It's
Thanks.
fucking cool. Like I honestly like in my personal opinion, I think you're like the best in the city. Like
Thank you.
no
That's so
joke.
sweet.
Like and so like I said, like I'm lucky to be your friend and I'm lucky to like have worked with you and shit. You know, like that's fucking so cool to me.
It's really odd hearing that. I really don't feel like that's the case sometimes. Like I feel like I have to, like, Michelle, do more, like be nicer, smile more, like make a better drink. That was shitty. I don't know. Just because I'm always being, compared to others, or, it's like everything you just say, like, thank you, I appreciate it. I don't know how to take a compliment. Clearly, I'm like freaking out a little.
Yeah, I know.
But
I
it's
know you'd
just
act
so
that way,
odd.
but
Like in
still
this,
has to be said.
Yeah, motherfuckers just hugs on the podcast. I'm just realizing that right now.
You wanna hold my hand?
Huh?
Hold my hand. We'll be
I got
friends.
this beer in my hand, dude.
No, all right. You wanna warm
That's
it
why
up?
you don't get invited to the hug, bitch.
Yeah.
But no,
Salty
yeah,
old man.
I appreciate that a lot. I don't hear that often
You should.
at all.
You should.
I mean, that's why you're the first guest, dude.
Oh, thanks. First
Oh, yeah.
guess.
Like both of us were just like who should we bring on? Michelle. Like both of us like at the same time.
Well, we actually did. We did say Elon Musk first, but we were gonna like. There's
Fuck.
no way. There's no way we're gonna get Elon Musk the first shot.
He actually did hit us up,
He did.
and we told him.
He
But
responded.
he's like Michelle.
Like,
He's like-
actually, Michelle responded first, so sorry, Elon. Like,
Yeah.
next week,
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's y'all's topic, though, with Elon?
Electricity
Oh, okay.
and just like how cool it is.
How do you know when you're the douchebag in the room? Featuring Elon Musk. But
right.
anyway.
I think that about wraps it up, dude.
All right, bro. Well, thank you for tuning in.
Everybody
thank you for
cheer!
Michelle.
Everybody cheer again for Michelle! Yay! Wow, asshole!
Huh? Oh, sorry, Brett Farquhar.
Yay!
No, you told me to edit this shit in after the fact.
Yeah, I know, but still, we can still be part of it.
Oh, right. Yay!
Yay! Oh, God, I touched it.
Don't cheer for yourself.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
What are you, like, some kind of egomaniac? What the fuck, dude?
I'll
You
just
brought her
pose.
here,
Get back
bro.
in the green.
You brought her here.
You get back in the green. We should do that. Actually, yeah.
Okay.
We send you back.
This is my exit.
All right, goodbye.
Bye.
I
You
really
want to
feel
do
like, I
the
really
your
feel like
like?
we should have ended it with her here. Okay, fuck it.
All right, never mind. Come out. Come out again.
No, come back.
Come back.
No, never
Yeah, come back. It's okay. It's okay. All right. Should we do a shot or
no,
what?
no.
Yeah, no. This is
Yeah. Thanks, guys, for listening and shit. Please like and subscribe. And comment on the bottom if you have suggestions or shit. Follow us on IG, Banquet Boys 12 ounce. Thank you again, Michelle, for showing up for the interview and whatnot.
visit the
And-
Reagan. These fools are gonna be working there. Okay, don't visit the Reagan.
Oh, don't say that. Can't you just? Is there middle ground with you? Just be maybe go.
Maybe go to the Reagan. They'll both
Go
be
to the
working
Reagan.
there. Yeah, I'm just
go.
saying. Like I said, if you
We'll
want to
be
get
there.
some drinks from the most killer bartenders, go to the Reagan. You know. I said she's number one, dude. Number one. All right.
Number one.
Number one. Google gobble google. All right, whatever. We're done. Bing gong wang gong.